General, I'm showing viewers Spy Talk, the issue from about 2 months ago in the Washington Post with a headline, CIA's unit, wacky idea, depicts Saddam as gay. But buried in the article, they admit that they made fake bin Laden videos. The famous bin Laden video is a fake. So bin Laden was writing letters saying he didn't do this after the attacks. Meanwhile, they use message boards and fake videos, and they admit it was a fake video. Why would the CIA arrogantly come out and admit they're growing the opium? Why would they arrogantly come out and brag that they are creating fake bin Laden videos? I mean, why are they so arrogant?
Well, this is the imperial arrogance, imperial hubris, which I think afflicts every nation which comes into that position where it stands at the pinnacle, and there is no one to destroy them but they themselves. Their own internal cavities destroy them, their own arrogance and their own sense of injustices. I mean, that is what destroys them. So I think this system is on self-destruct, unfortunately. Their status, somehow, they are not able to handle it properly, the sole superpower status, because there are lesser men. The leaders are lesser leaders. There are pygmies as far as intellectual capacity is concerned, as far as their moral equality is concerned. They are pygmies. This is the problem of the leadership. So I think while we in the third world countries usually cry about our leaders, I think poor America is also really bereft of the quality leadership that they deserve at this time.
General, stay there. Final segment with you coming up straight ahead. We'll talk more about World War III. When you watch the films and read the documents about the Soviets massacring villages, carpet bombing villages, it's exactly what our criminal government's doing. The same corporations that have occupied Afghanistan using our military are occupying my country. They're waging war against my Bill of Rights, my Constitution, my children's future. I want my republic back. I want to be known as the land of the free, home of the brave, an example of goodness, not an example of evil. They lie to you. They give you fake bin Laden videos. They stage terror attacks. They say Saddam's got WMDs when he doesn't. And they want to start World War III, not just with Iran, but Pakistan. I concur with General Gul's analysis 100% from my own deep 18-hour-a-day research many days, okay? We are going into World War III, and General Gul, you talked about how they want to cause the collapse of Pakistan, how they're funding radicals there, which has been admitted. They've been caught, and how they want Pakistan to have their back against a wall. So they have to declare an emergency jihad to protect themselves and call on aid, as Afghanistan did, so they can have what the PNAC documents and the Israelis and Dick Cheney called for in the September 20th, 2000 Rebuilding America's Defenses PNAC document, a clash of civilizations. They want to force the American people into a bare-knuckle war to fully commit us. I believe they're going to set off nukes in the U.S. and blame it on Pakistan and Iran. I see them putting out this story to where the Americans will howl with pure rage. They will ship 3 million Americans over there, bloodthirsty, ready for absolute genocide. And so your people, my people, have to stand together against the New World Order, just like they want to put two pit bulls in a ring and have us kill each other. We don't need to do this. We need to be smart enough to avert this, and the evidence is clear. We are on the verge of them launching World War III, a clash between Christendom, what's left of it in the West, and the East, a war without end. General, your comments.
My comments are that there is no clash of civilization. This is a myth that has been created, unfortunately. There has to be meeting of civilization. And as far as Islam is concerned, why is it being looked upon as an enemy, as an adversary? Islam encompasses Christianity and Judaism. It is not an entity in itself, but actually it encompasses all the three religions of the book. So there has to be amity, peace among us, and everyone has to gain from it. And therefore, there is no need for the dark impulse in the American system. I won't say in the American people because they are so good. It is the the American system, that dark impulse has to be removed, and it can only be removed by the American people if they rise against this, like the moratorium movement back in the Vietnam days, when it picked up from Berkeley's campus and then it spread across the cities and villages of whole of America. It became the battle cry for American people that this was a useless war, this was a debilitating war, and we must quit as soon as possible, which they did. And of course, America still remained a great power, and eventually because of the Afghan blood, because of the services of Pakistan and men like me, that America enjoys today the status of the sole superpower. Now, America is hell-bent, or that dark impulse in the American system is hell-bent, that they destroy America's position as the sole superpower. So it has to be morally correct, and unfortunately, telling lies with regard to Iraq, telling lies with regard to 9/11, and telling lies now with regard to Bombay attack, everywhere it is lies, lies, and lies, nothing else. And that is not going to be helpful, because that is going to totally demolish the American position. American economy is in doldrums, but the generals of the Pentagon, they would want America to commit more forces in Afghanistan and elsewhere, and now they want to pick up fight with Iran, at the same time pick up fight with Pakistan. I don't know. They have to sit down, war game it, and if I am there, I will tell each one of them how wrong they are. There are lessons to be learned from military history. In Afghanistan, for instance, the spaces are not in their control. The victory or defeat is actually the outcome of interplay of three factors, which is very important. Now I'm talking as a professional soldier. The time, space, and relative strength. In Afghanistan, Americans have the watch and opposition has the time. The Mujahideen have the time. In Afghanistan, again, they have the spaces are with the opposition, and Americans are confined only to garrison town. More and more, they will be squeezed into the garrison town. And third factor, that of relative strength, agreed that America has firepower, but America does not have a willing, motivated manpower. Slowly, gradually, the American soldiers have started now asking, what are we here for? Why are we laying down our lives? And I think this is a terrible situation if it seeps into the minds of the soldiery. And I think before this really erupts, it's better for America, it is better for the world that they pull out of here and they abandon any notions of attacking Iran or coming for Pakistan's nuclear capability. They cannot pluck it out, and it can create a desperate Pakistan which could do anything. I'm not saying that Pakistan would do it, but I think there are possibilities and there are chances that Pakistan may actually have to, for its own existence, for its own honor, for its own well-being, it can go to the extreme limit, which would not be good for the countries who want to see Pakistan's nuclear capability destroyed and Pakistan cut to pieces. No, it will not happen. I can assure you this. And they better disabuse their minds and their plans of this kind of notion.
General, a few other points I wanted to bring up to you, and then any other points you'd like to make, and we'll let you go. We're very thankful for your time today and your courage to come on this broadcast. But specifically, Benazir Bhutto, dealing with another lie. Our media said that she fell and hit her head on the side of a car, even though all over European and Central Asian news, it showed her being machine gunned in the chest by Western contractors as the intel. And then when it came out that she had been murdered and that our media had lied, they tried to claim that forces associated with the Taliban, which is any tribal group that resists occupation, had done it. What is the truth from your research about the assassination of Bhutto?
I've been saying that all along. She has been killed by the Americans. She's been killed by Dick Cheney's people. They are the ones who are operating Dick Cheney's order, because Dick Cheney has drawn up a plan of governance for Pakistan, and Benazir has become rebellious. She refused to meet Negroponte. because Negroponte had told her not to go in Pakistan until after the election. But she dared them, and she came and she said, "I'll want independent judiciary." She sent me a message through an emissary, a good friend of hers and me, and he came and said that she says, "General, I am now agreeing with you. I tend to agree with you that the Americans have evil designs on Pakistan." And therefore I know that she had become very dangerous for them. For Dick Cheney and company, who wanted things to happen in a certain way in Pakistan. Unfortunately, those things are happening in that fashion, and I think Pakistan is in tatters today. Pakistan has to be redeemed, and I think the young generation of Pakistan is very angry, very unhappy with America. So America must not think of ruling Pakistan by proxies. This is wrong, and I think they should quit this idea as soon as possible.
Well, General Gul, here is my message to the Pakistani people. I know you're hardworking, intelligent, good people who have always been friends with the United States. And I have the globalist-owned PNAC plans to go in and destabilize you and overthrow your country and then put extremists in power so that you won't have a highly developed civilization. And they're threatened by that. And they also want to use up America's treasure and our good name and destroy us in the international community via your destruction, so that this new global corporate state known as the New World Order can rise. And they now admit they're forming a world government run by private banks. They have a global carbon tax that's meant to strangle development. This is eugenics. And from my research, I've never read your writings on this subject, but I'm curious your view on the aim of this global corporate Anglo-American New World Order system. And are you aware that they've been caught giving children in Central Asia, this is CBS News, real polio in the shots to kill them? They've been caught adding sterilants to the tetanus shots to sterilize women. And that from my research, Latin America, Africa, Central Asia, Pakistan, particularly, is targeted by a covert population reduction program. Are you aware of that, sir?
Yes, I've heard of it, and I think it's very obnoxious, to say the least. But America appears to be becoming heartless, and I think the American people have got to win back their heart, and they have to come up with an opinion which is stronger than their dark policies. I think that opinion, America can be stopped in the track only by the American people. There's nobody else who can do that for them until the whole disaster takes place. But we want to avert this disaster, as you very rightly said. I think that's your mission, and good luck to you for that mission. I think it's a noble mission, and you must continue pressing this hard as much as you can.
General Hamid Gul, thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward to speaking to you again in the future, and I hope that our two countries can be friends, and I hope that we can get our nation back from the globalists. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Alex, and goodbye.
Goodbye, General Gul. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, an hour and 15-minute live, uncensored interview with three-star General Hamid Gul, former head of Pakistani intelligence. And I will post this video and audio at prisonplanet.tv. If you missed any of it in the live show today, it'll be up just minutes after the live broadcast ends, after Max Kaiser is with us on the economy and other news. But what you just heard is the truth from all of my research. Separately, with doing my own research, I can find nothing that Hamid Gul said here that isn't veritas, that isn't the truth. And this guy was a hero in our media in the 80s, leading the attacks against the Soviets. And now, you know, it's the Russians saying we better be careful in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and it's our own government run by a bunch of crooks that is trying to expand all of this. So, very informative interview with Lieutenant General Hamid Gul, and obviously in the days to come, you'll probably see a lot of news articles written about all of this, but